What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are doing a tier list. Yes, I am copying every other YouTuber right now and doing a tier list. You know what? They seem like a bit of fun, so I thought, why not do it? With all the previous seasons, since we're leading into chapter 3, thought maybe we should just go over the last 18 seasons, I think it is now, and rank them. As you can see, we've got our different ranks. We've got the Snagz, which is the ultimate rank. Can't get any better than that. Amazing, decent, meh. And then we've got Lamb down at the bottom. So yeah, let's get into this. Make sure to like, subscribe, and also be using code StreamerSnagz in the item store. I do appreciate it all. Anyway, let's get on to the video. Alright, first up, I'm doing this in order, okay? So first up, we have the OG Fortnite. Now, I think I watched YouTube videos when this first came out. I didn't start playing until chapter 1, season 3, at the end of that. So just for your reference, I haven't played season 1 or 2. Keep that in mind. But from what I've heard and what I watched on YouTube, season 1 was just a bit like, you know, a normal game, very rough, alpha stage. So I'm going to put that in decent. I remember watching, who was it, Muselk or something? It was like one of the first people I watched playing Fortnite. And yeah, it was very rough. Like, I mean, ARs were doing crazy damage. And I mean, just no one knew how to build. The game was brand new. You can't expect much from it. I'm going to put it as decent just for that sole reason. All right, now going on to chapter 1, season 2. This is, I think, the first time we had a battle pass. So for that, I'm going to give it extra points. So that was pretty cool. That pretty much set the scene. I think Fortnite, if I remember correctly, was one of the first games to ever use the whole battle pass system, and now pretty much every new game has one. So I mean, there wasn't really many map changes if I remember correctly, but it was definitely a solid season, and I think this kind of started the whole wave of Fortnite and people actually starting to take it more seriously because it was less rough than the first season. So I'm going to put it in amazing just for that. I haven't played any of these two, so if you guys hated them or you thought they were the best, I'm sorry. I never played it, so I didn't really get any of that experience. Alright, chapter 1, season 3. This was the first one I played. I played 2 or 3 weeks before this season ended, so I didn't get a whole lot of time, but I remember Dr. AK was telling me to get on this game, and I was just like, whatever. I don't really want to play another game. I'll stick to my Minecraft and GTA. But I gave it a go in season 3, and honestly, I mean, at first I was like, oh, this is crap. But I mean, once season 4 came around, it was amazing. So for season 3, I think this is when a lot of people started getting locked into the game. I'm gonna just keep it as decent just because my experience was just very like monotone. There was nothing special about it to me. I played it a couple times and I just thought, okay, it's just another game that shoots, right? So for that, I'm just gonna keep it at decent. If you do have other thoughts on these seasons, make sure to be chucking them down below. I would like to see what other people felt like in these seasons, because obviously one person could have loved season 10, which I didn't really like. I actually stopped playing for a while because of the mechs and all that stuff. And it's kind of interesting to see anyway. All right, now we're looking at chapter 1, season 4. Now this is when I started playing Fortnite. This is when I went heavy into Fortnite. Me and Dr. AK sweating it up down at the bottom of Salty Springs in that like underground place under the blue house. That was our strat. We camped down there. We got our victory royales. I honestly, this and season 5 I think were my best memories of Fortnite. Chapter 2, there's been a couple close calls, like especially the last 3 seasons, but geez, season 4 and 5 was just hectic and was honestly so crazy. I haven't seen that in so long for a game, you know, like where literally it just seems like in a snap of fingers everyone is playing it. You got Drake and Ninja. I think that happened in season 4 or season 5, though we had all these other things happen, and I think that was crazy. Anyway, for the whole storyline, season 4 was honestly golden. Like that really set the tone of all the stories Fortnite has been telling throughout all these seasons that they've had, you know, with the aliens, whatever, and they have the 0 Point and the Queen and all that. Season 4 was awesome as well because we had that giant meteor crash, which it's made the game feel alive again, and that's pretty much when I think season 4 was when we started getting like weekly updates. So new guns every week, new things every week, new map changes every week. It was fast paced for the next couple of seasons. So for that, I think I'm going to have to put in a Snagz. The god tier category. Honestly, to this day, Season 5 and Season 4 are my favorite. Alright, now we go on to Chapter 1, Season 5. This was the one with the drift. We got Paradise Palm, so the introduction of the desert. We had Lazy Links, so also ATKs came. This was another hectic season. We had guns every single week. YouTube just seemed to be flooded with Fortnite. I think creator codes may have came out Season 5 or 4 as well, so also extra points there for helping out the community. I honestly, there's nothing more else I can say about this. This was a really good thing. This was really good. The events that they had, I think the introduction of literally bringing Fortnite, if you guys don't remember, they literally built like these big burgers and stuff like that in real life and took photos and whatnot. You could visit it on the lead up to Season 5, and I don't know, that was crazy. That was one of the first seasons I was waiting, watching live streams, waiting for my game to download, getting the battle pass, being so excited to jump in because there was so much. There was the desert, there was everything, new guns. I would say honestly that's one of the best seasons, if not the best season. All right, now we've got Chapter 1, Season 6. Now this was, I think, the first time they brought Fortnitemares into the game. It was the Halloween theme. It was still fast paced. Personally, just because of the zombies and stuff, I didn't enjoy this as much. I don't really like any of the Halloween stuff that they do. I think some of the stuff like skins and all them and map changes are awesome, especially like Pleasant Park gets decorated all Halloweeny. I love that. But personally, the zombies thing just kind of gets annoying after a couple weeks. I mean, otherwise, like, I'm going to put it in decent just because I had a decent time with this. I'm going to put it above these ones just because I haven't played any of those two. But I think I'm going to have to put it there just for the sole reason of the zombies. And I think I didn't actually play this season as much as Season 4, 5, and then the ones after. To me, that never really stood out. We have Chapter 1, Season 7, I think? Yes. So this was one of the first Christmas ones as well that we got seasons. They actually introduced planes, so that was crazy. We also got another biome, the ice biome, and I think the map also got completely covered at one point. That was crazy. I'm going to have to put that in the amazing. I think I'm going to have to put it above this one just because I haven't played that one. This one was awesome. I think the introduction of like Holly Hamlet, I think it was called, and all them, I think that just added another dimension to the game. And I do wonder why they haven't added any of these biomes to the game since. Like the whole of Chapter 2 has been just one solid, the plains field, like the green, you know? Whereas this one we had when we get around to it, the pirates, they had like their own little, like it was a darker green, it was a different vibe. Then you had the sand area, you had the winter area. Pretty much seemed like all corners of the map were different, you know? It made the map feel bigger and also just cooler. So that was one of the better seasons as well. The planes were a little crazy at first, but that was a decent one. Had also the cool event. That was awesome as well. Season 8 of Chapter 1. This was, I think, one of the better seasons that I've had in the game. Once again, this is really, really controversial just because I think the later seasons of Chapter 1 were very hit or miss. But for me, honestly, Season 8 was one of the best. That's why I'm putting it at Snagz. Just because I think, from my experience, me and Dr. AK were grinding the game pretty much every day. We were doing all these, like the tournaments and stuff like that. We were just grinding, and I think Ballers came out in that season. The volcano was awesome. I remember dropping in the volcano. It just looked hectic. The map looked hectic, and I think honestly just for that and this nostalgia. All right, Chapter 1, Season 9. This one I'm gonna have to put in there. I just didn't play it. I didn't like Neo Tilted. I didn't like the whole futuristic vibe. It just wasn't my vibe. Not to say that it was a bad season because of that. I think it was also a bit of a weird area as well. I don't think we were getting guns as often. There wasn't really anything special happening that season. So for that, I'm just going to put it there. I didn't play it that often, you know. Chapter 1, Season 10. The most controversial, in my opinion, season that we've ever had mechs introduced. And at first, it looked pretty cool. Then you played with it for a couple of weeks and you just got tired of it. Anyone who got the mech pretty much won the game, if not ruined a whole lot of people before dying. Just for that, I'm putting in a Liam rank. Honestly, it wasn't that the season itself was bad because the end of season event was brilliant, and most of the guns were decent, you know, like I didn't mind, like, what did they call it? They called it Mega Mall, I think it was called. That place wasn't that bad. I think that may have come out in season 9, but I remember it in season 10. I didn't mind it. I didn't mind it at all. I liked the wind turbines around the place as well. I think that was season 9 as well. Honestly, season X, honestly, after a couple of weeks of playing, I just couldn't do it anymore. But like the mechs, I don't know, it just ruined it. I think if either mechs were nerfed or just were gotten rid of, like somehow, I think Chapter 2, Season 1 would have been a lot bigger of a success than it was. Just for the sole reason, I think a lot of people started losing hope with this one. I think people were going to different games. I think it didn't hit home, and it didn't feel like Fortnite, really, to me at least. I mean, some people absolutely loved that season, so I'm not going to diss them for it, but geez, it was a crazy season nonetheless. All right, here we go. Chapter 2, Season 1. So we had the Black Hole event in Season 10, Chapter 1. That was crazy. Twitter blew up about it. There was a lot of hype still around it, even though we just had a really crap season. Probably, in my opinion, crap 2 seasons, Season 9 and Season 10. I think a lot of hype was killed off that. But still, nonetheless, I downloaded the update and I jumped in. And honestly, it impressed me. I did expect a little bit more just because we had... I think I mainly expected a bit more just because it was so hectic the past couple of seasons beforehand that I think I was personally like, this seems boring just because there's nothing happening and nothing cool on the map. But now that I look back at it, I mean, we had fishing, swimming, all these things added, new map obviously. I don't think we got any new guns. I think everything was kind of just pretty much plain and simple. It was a good season for the most part, but I wouldn't say it was amazing by any means. I think I'm just going to leave it a decent. Chapter 2, Season 2. It's going up here. This was the first time they brought mythics to the game. I think we had Sky's AR. I think we had the grappler. I think we had, we didn't have the charge, I don't think, at that point. I think we had the charge in the next season. We had the drum gun. There's a couple different ones. And honestly, that was crazy. I think we had the minigun as well. That was crazy. The grotto as well. This whole season, just from like having the agency and all these different places, the grotto, and then also the mythics on top of that was just crazy and awesome. And it was a bit annoying sometimes when people would get the mythics and it would just honestly rail everyone, like especially the minigun and the drum gun. But all in all, like having different places on the map where everyone converged to get the best loot to win the game was a really good mechanic. Like, obviously, if you get the mythic, you're not going to win the game 100%. But it was just that whole little thing of there was this special thing on the map, and I found that really cool. And we also had IO guards, all of them added to the game, and I think, honestly, that was awesome. That was awesome. Actually, that was a really good time. All right, next up, we have Chapter 2, Season 3. This was, I think, when Aquaman came to the game. It was one of the biggest collabs that we had so far, especially because it was in the Battle Pass. This season was crazy. So if you don't remember, I'm pretty sure, it was in the end of this season, the whole map got covered in water, and it just completely transformed the map. Honestly, from my opinion, when I first saw it and stuff, I was like, oh no. They can't be doing that. Covering the whole map in water, that is going to be terrible for playing the game. Came around. It probably took me a week, but after that week of getting used to everything, I honestly found it to be one of the best seasons. Only thing not putting it here is I didn't really like the charge, and also I don't think I played this one a whole lot. But the POIs they added, everything they added was really good, and I honestly think it should be at the top of the amazing class, just because it was so crazy. And I thought that was going to fail. I thought no one would like it, and I think a lot of people probably didn't like it. I mean, by the halfway through that chapter, I think the water had pretty much all cleared. We had cool POIs left. The mythics were still in the game. I think it was good. I think it was a really good season, and all around, like, it felt like a bit more Fortnite-y, you know? It felt a bit more fresh. That's the main thing. I think fresh is the main word to say. It just felt different because we had all the water. It also was very different to anything we'd seen. Like, we've seen the casual, like, casual salty springs and stuff like that. And even, like, when we got to the volcanoes and stuff like that, we've seen that stuff. But we haven't seen really, like, I don't know what you call the style, but it was just it looked different. Everything looked different. All right, now... the Nexus War. I think it was a decent one. It was decent. I know everyone likes Stark. I personally thought it was a bit of an eyesore how it was just in the middle, but the POI itself was decent. We had, I think that's when we had the all the different Marvel, and I don't know, did they have DC stuff? Maybe it had DC stuff too. That was the mythics. Like, we had all those superpower things, and that was cool. That was cool. We had never seen that before. It was a good season. I probably would put it about here. I wouldn't say it's decent, just because I do think it was a pretty good season all around, but I wouldn't put it in the amazing category. Chapter 2, Season 5. Yes, we're 5. Mandalorian 1. We had the big Coliseum in the middle. We had all these different things added to the game. The sand mechanic, that didn't really last that long because it just kept glitching out and stuff. With the sand mechanic and the different POIs they added, I think that was cool. That was pretty cool. But this season didn't hit it for me. I don't know why. I don't know if it was just because it was just, I don't know, it was boring in my opinion. We had the Star Wars collab, I think it was in this as well. So we had the Mandalorian, but we also had the Star Wars lightsabers as well. I think were in the game. I don't know. I'd probably say it's there, just because the whole fact, oh, actually, you know what, we're going here. Just for the whole fact that it was kind of boring in my opinion. I don't think I actually ended up playing much of this one. I don't think I played much of that one. Now, the Primal Season. Honestly, at first, and probably now looking back at it, I thought it was cool that they added the mechanic where you can use nuts and bolts to make different guns. I loved the bows. The bows were sick. But I think all up, I just didn't like this season that much. I do think they added cool mechanics, don't get me wrong. I mean, they added a couple different POI things, but it wasn't really much change. For that, I'm going to put it down the bottom. Not much else I can say about it. The primal guns were just honestly a bad experience for me. But honestly, I'll take it. It's decent. All right, here we go. Last 2 seasons, so our current season and the season prior. These two, in my opinion, they're keeping Fortnite afloat. These ones have done a lot for the game, I think. Personally, these have been since probably Chapter 2, Season 3. These have been the best ones. All the other ones in between, I didn't really care for. These two are great. There was a lot of things happening. I mean, the Invasions update, we had the mini game. So the mothership that would come down to 3 different POIs, I think it was. You get shot up, boom. You're getting good loot if you are good at the game. There was that. The event was sick. I got to give it to them. That event was awesome. I live streamed on my channel if you want to check it out. I don't know what it was. It just felt like Fortnite again. Like, to me, I was streaming a lot these ones. I don't know. I felt I had a lot of fun with this. Like the UFOs, yes, they were a bit annoying sometimes. Actually, a lot of the time. Jeez, I can't fault it too much. That was some fun Fortnite. These last 2, I honestly think I might have to say, this one's at the top here. And honestly, the cubed, I'm going to have to give it to this. I think this one would go there. I think that one would go, oh, hold on. I think that one would go there, and that one would go there. Just for the sole reason that they have honestly brought back my enjoyment for Fortnite. They really have. If you agree with my list, make sure to comment down below. If you think that I should have changed some stuff, let me know below too. I want to see what you guys think, because honestly, these were honestly God tier. I mean, this one, a little controversial, but for the most part, I think most people will agree. These ones were God tier seasons. Anyway, guys, thank you all for watching the video. I'll be live streaming the Chapter 2, Season 8 event when it's coming out. So make sure to be on the lookout for that. Thank you, guys. If you enjoyed the video, I'm so tired. Also, smash that subscribe button. We are so close to 1,000 subs. I want to try and get to 1,000 subs by the start of Chapter 3. If you can help me do that, tell your friends, whatever. That would be appreciated. Code Streamer Snagz in the item store. I'll catch you in the next video. Bye-bye.